also can't hear
That means the show started. Okay, well, that makes sense. That's what we do here. We start the show, right? All right. Hi. It is Pick Central, Barstool's daily gambling show where we talk gambling even in the middle of baseball season when it's so fun, so easy to make money. My headphones don't fit. All right. Hello. I am Brandon Walker, and I have returned. I am here. I don't feel I'm at about 70%, maybe 80%. But to my left, I've got Big Ev wearing his short pants, and I've got Marty Mush anxiously awaiting the announcement of number one recruit in the country, Chet Holmgren.
Chet's just such a tough name.
Chet?
To like be good at basketball, like he has.
I think Holmgren's a tough name. Like Holmgren's not an easy or fun name to say.
No,
I think it's Chet and Holmgren just don't fit together.
I think he's lucky that he's like the number one, because if he was like sixth, then no one cares about Chet.
No, definitely not. But I don't know. We'll see. Gonzaga makes a lot of sense. We'll see. We'll see coming up where he goes.
I mean, he was from like the same area, I think, of Suggs. So like,
really,
that probably is an influence. And I mean, if he's smart, he wouldn't go there because they're not going to win a championship in forever.
Ever.
I think eventually they'll win one, but this was their best shot. They just got their ass whipped. Of course, that was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I think they can definitely win one.
Like a week after when you had COVID, like a week after we came back, it was me, Mincy, and Big Ev. We broke down the national championship because we all weren't together for so long.
Well, there was a lot. Like I was writing down what to talk about today. I kind of wanted to talk about the Masters. I want to talk about the national championship game, but that's boring. Nobody wants to hear about that. But yeah, the take about Gonzaga never winning a national championship, I understand it. This was their best shot, and you think they should have won it. But I think they'll be back. They'll have a chance to win another one.
No, I really do believe that where it just comes down to their conference of where they don't play. Just when they get punched in the face in the tournament, they just crumble.
Who's the last team that got close to a national title? I remember saying if they don't win this national title, they're not gonna. It's just not gonna happen for them. I know who it was. It was when you guys beat Oregon football in 2014 when Oregon beat Florida State. I thought, okay,
smoked them,
and they had the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep.
If Oregon doesn't win this national title, they're not going to win a national title.
Yep.
And they didn't win that national title, and still have not. But all right, so we got everything going on. What's up?
Don't you think like you should be over there? So we're like, isn't a cat? Because I feel like I'm always looking over there, and I'm not looking.
Well, I'm directly in the middle. I have no idea why you're sitting on the same side as him. You could be sitting here beside me. And
those chairs, they hurt my back.
These chairs are better. You don't like these chairs?
It's great over
I
here.
much prefer this chair.
Really? Even though it doesn't have wheels?
That's the only issue. They should switch the wheel situation for certain.
Like these chairs have wheels.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't. These don't.
Should.
So you like these chairs better?
Yes.
Okay. Well, aren't we going? I thought we were going to go. And by the way, I got issue with All Business Pete. We have to talk about that. I don't look good today. Fine.
No.
I had COVID.
Hair's
I don't know what
floppy.
to tell you. My hair's floppy. I'm about 2 weeks past my haircut. I actually almost didn't come in today because my hair. What is going on with this stuff?
I don't know.
The video right here.
The new graphic.
Yeah. Body armor.
Why did Michelangelo just walk by in the graphic?
Just got guys walking
Frank.
by.
There goes Frank.
There's Frank. He's probably going to swing a baseball bat in a second.
Did Frank know he was doing it, or was he just walking by?
Watch this.
Who was this?
Oh, there's one where he swings a baseball bat. I thought we were getting that
That'll
one.
come up.
All right, very good. We got a lot to cover. Mincy is in Mississippi.
ESPN.
Mincy is in Mississippi. I am insanely jealous of that. He's down there doing content for college baseball. He was at Mississippi State Ole Miss this weekend. Mississippi State won 2 out of 3. Yes.
How do you feel that the Mississippi State fans are treating him well?
I mean, Mississippi State fans are pure class.
So you think that
it's college baseball. Like college baseball doesn't have the vitriol that other sports have. Like you don't get treated that well when you go anywhere in football, but if you go anywhere in baseball, like you'll get recognized. You'll be okay.
Do you think that if you went to Ole Miss, you'd get treated like that?
I would probably get treated.
You're more vocal about how much you hate them.
Correct. Yeah, I'm a much bigger asshole than he is.
Yeah.
Like he plays the a positive vibes card, which is fine. It's good. It's good to have around. I play the they can go fuck themselves card and then go to hell.
Yep.
So I feel like I would probably get a deserved razzing wherever I go in Ole Miss. Of course, I would never go to Ole Miss because it's a piece of shit place with piece of shit people. But yeah, I don't know where you guys want to start today. I do want to talk about All Business Pete though. He started a rumor that I was in Mississippi on vacation.
Well, it's not a rumor until it's proven not a rumor yet.
So I'm guilty until proven innocent?
Yes.
I was in my basement for 2 weeks.
Well, you posted a video of a lake in Mississippi.
I reposted the exact same video that I tweeted last June.
And like I said before, a lake looks the same now than it would whenever it has in the past.
You think it was the exact same fish?
Yeah.
Everything as it stands right now is alleged. There's no proof that you were in Mississippi. There's no proof that you were not.
I have been in New Jersey in my basement for 2 weeks.
I didn't accuse you. I just said it's alleged. There's no proof either way.
Everyone, we said that month. I want Brandon to be at full strength so he can come back to his allegations I threw at.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll
later.
get to it.
Today's not the day.
Today's not the day. Probably not going to be this week.
No.
I want you to be at full strength.
I'm fighting back.
We need it to be
honestly, I feel like shit. I'm losing everything gambling.
Oh, God.
Everything.
All right.
You thought he had
not
COVID?
Again. I can't stay home for another week again. I think we should talk about the biggest news of the weekend was fucking
the Super League?
Jake Paul.
I do want to talk about the Super League because I need somebody to explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yep.
And I have agreed. Za has agreed to explain it to me like I'm 5. But Jake Paul, Ben Askren, I didn't stay up for the fight.
What's the Super League?
Okay. The soccer thing.
You're not aware of it?
I know nothing about soccer.
Fine, but how can you be on Twitter without seeing the Super League stuff?
I just no idea. I guess I'll get explained to it as well.
Have you been seeing Dan's tweets, Big Cat?
No.
Like all the Super League?
He had troops on
What do you
PMT
do during the weekend?
I don't read a lot of Twitter. I didn't see it.
Alex Smith just retired. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did.
What?
I just felt like that was kind of expected.
I guess.
I didn't think I didn't think he was going to come back, and I thought if he did, it would be like 1 year mentor.
So what do they do at quarterback?
They have Heineke and Hanke, who actually
they rolling with Hanke.
They signed Fitzpatrick.
Heineke,
and they signed Fitzpatrick.
Okay, yeah, they're fine.
So they basically signed a better version of him as it stands right now.
Okay, all right. So go ahead, talk about Ben Askren and talk about Jake Paul.
I'm going to give it to. I'll say my piece real fast, but Big Ev is obviously. I want to tell a story real quick. Big Ev was. We were all at my party. Thank you, Brandon, for saying happy birthday, which you didn't. We went back to my apartment to watch the Ben Askren fight, and we're all sitting there in silence. And Big Ed, before the fight, just sits there very low. It's like, I got goosebumps. It was like a YouTube fight, and I was like, you know what? That's why I know this guy fucking loves this shit.
Loves action, yeah.
But before I give it to Big Ed, I want to say that, in my opinion, what Jake Paul is doing is the smartest, most unbelievable thing, and he's reviving boxing. I want to watch him fight somebody next, and everyone keeps wanting him to lose, and he keeps fucking. Everyone's like, "Yo, fight somebody that's an actual boxer." It's like you said that the last time he knocked somebody out,
right?
And then now he did, and you're like, "Oh, he might get beat," and then he beat the fuck out of him. And I don't think he took a dive. He got knocked the fuck out. I don't know what else to say.
You don't really put any stock into the fact that in UFC he was taking these huge punches from people and getting back up, and then in this fight he didn't.
And I feel like it's also his brain's been rattled already. So, but I think if you see the punch, he got knocked down. But again, everyone keeps saying like, "Oh, he's not a real fighter." It's like, what are you talking about? He's doing this, and he's also he made like, what was it? 1.6 million people bought the fight or something.
Yeah, at $50 a piece.
That's insane.
And he made like almost 700,000 base.
Yeah, so he's obviously good at getting attention. He's obviously good at attracting a lot of eyeballs. I don't know, from a boxing perspective, what it really means. I mean, how deep is the well of just interesting people for him to fight?
I think now is the time. Real boxer.
I
think now it's very apparent. If he fights anyone who's not a boxer, he will just knock them the fuck out.
But the funny
because he's legitimately skilled. He has real skill.
But okay, but if he just knocks them the fuck out and he's still making money, why would you bring a boxer?
Well, he doesn't need to fight like the middleweight champion of the world. I think so. The one I saw discussed was Tommy Fury, who is Tyson Fury, heavyweight champ of the world, probably the best boxer on the planet right now. His younger brother, who also has a lot of fame. I believe he was on one of those like Love Island UK shows. So he was on a big reality show. He's a professional boxer that's maybe like 4-0, 5-0. I think he's a little bigger than Jake Paul. I've just seen that name thrown out there. So
Tyson Fury is the big boxer, right?
His younger brother.
His younger brother is Tommy.
Is also did I say Tyson? I meant, all right, it's Tommy. I was playing Tyson, probably the best boxer on the planet. His younger brother, Tommy, who is a little bigger. I know he's a light heavyweight that's a little bigger than Jake Paul is, but I'm sure they could find a middle ground. I don't know if that'll definitely be next.
But Jake,
because I think his sights are on McGregor. That's the mega fight. That fight makes a lot of sense. Another fight that I think would make a lot of sense next would be a UFC fighter that can actually throw hands. I think that's
such as
like a Nate Diaz, also like a huge draw, can actually throw hands. Be interesting.
But if you have your eyes on the super fight, if you have your eyes on McGregor, and you have your eyes on that pot of money, that's all we're talking about is a pot of money.
Yes.
If you have your eyes on that, you definitely don't want to fight a Nate Diaz who could knock you out, and your money would be gone.
Because
Jake Paul is only an attraction until he gets beat, right?
Yes, unless he fights someone like serious.
He's kind of almost
like I think if he fought like McGregor in like a year or two, like say for example, McGregor loses this fight in July to Poirier, so then at that point I think he's looking money, mega fights. His MMA career is probably over-ish because if he loses, he's not gonna be competing for a title. And I think Jake Paul would be the biggest money fight if he loses that fight to Poirier. I think for me, it's just so crazy. Because I honestly have found myself where I'm just a Jake Paul stan.
Me too.
Because I think what's been happening is the goalpost keeps getting moved back at him by the haters. Like they say, all right, fight someone, like fight an athlete. Because people now it's easy to forget this. People so easily forget how many people were saying he was going to lose to Nate Robinson. Yeah. So many people were saying that. Now, so many people were saying that he was going to lose to Ben Askren. He beats him easily. In the dive thing and rigged, I don't like using the word rigged. He didn't knock him unconscious. In boxing, he hit him hard as fuck. He knocked him down, legitimately knocked down. He took the 10 count. He stood up. He was kind of wobbly. The ref called it off. I think that's a legitimate stoppage. And regardless if he lets that go, I think it happens again within the next 30 seconds.
Well, the big thing is just because they showed the camera, he's getting hugged and kissed by his wife. And
yeah, because he wasn't knocked unconscious.
No, but I mean, you know what I'm. If you see that he's smiling after getting knocked out, usually people are like, "What the fuck?"
And I think I think KFC did a good job of kind of explaining the rigged thing in his 1 minute video. Where if you consider rigged, their motivations were very different. That's abundantly clear. Jake Paul's, this was his Super Bowl for Ben Askren. This was collecting a check. If he wins, great. Maybe he gets another one. If he loses, his life doesn't change at all. I said that all week. If you want to say that's rigged, I disagree. I don't think that's by definition of rigged. I would say rigged would be him taking a dive, which he certainly did not do. He did not take a dive. He went in there, gave it his best effort, and he got knocked down. That's what happened. He lost.
I guess I come from a different school of boxing thought, which I don't know what Jake Paul could do in the world to make me want to ever watch Jake Paul fight anybody.
Because
maybe I'm a cynic, maybe I'm a skeptic, maybe I'm just an asshole. But Jake Paul could fight a bulldozer next week, and I wouldn't give a fuck.
I also think it's more like we kind of grew up with him being like famous in our world.
I guess so.
Like he was a YouTube guy. He's been around for so long, and just I think I'm more interested that like because everyone's trying to do this boxing thing, but like he's actually good. I think he's not just doing it for a check anymore. He obviously wants the money.
But he's very into it. He's legitimately into it.
If he is actually good, which he'll have the chance to prove, now is the time to fight a boxer.
But the thing is, though, Brandon, like I couldn't name a boxer that would draw any attention because no one cares about boxing besides what he's doing. You know, like there's no like I would love to see him an actual boxer, but like is that interesting for people who knows? Like even if it's a middleweight, the middleweight champion, I have no idea who that is. Like,
that's why
there are certain boxers that move the needle, and they're not anybody that would fight him, like Tyson Fury, and then
that's the only thing. Like Tyson Fury's like 8 inches taller and weighs 100 more pounds. It just wouldn't make sense. That's why I think a UFC, like a popular UFC fighter that can throw hands, that's actually in his skill set. I think that would make a lot of sense for his next fight.
But Jake Paul he is the one that calling out Fury's brother.
Yeah, no, and that one makes sense because he's a legitimate professional boxer. So if he beats that guy, everyone can say he beat a legitimate pro boxer.
And okay, so if he fights a legitimate pro boxer, you think he could win that?
I do. I think his hands are for real. Like I think he's got real hands. Like I think he's doing to bad boxers what a good boxer would do to all of them.
He's also
he's just one piece. Like I think he's got legit power. Like Ben Askren can take punches. Like people saying like because everyone just keeps showing the clip of him getting his face beat in the Robbie Lawler fight. way different punches than getting just like clean shots like your head than where it's like a ground and pound. It's two different settings.
The thing about Ben Askren, he just looked like I would look if I took my shirt off and got in the boxing ring. He looked flabby. But
when he fought in the UFC and in the Olympics, he looked the same way. Like I think he legitimately he trained very hard. He said that himself. He's like, I trained as hard as I could. Like it just isn't. His motivation definitely wasn't the same as Jake Paul's, where like he's building this entire empire around winning fights, so he cannot lose fights and continue to build that empire. Ben Askren, like he said, I said it all week, win or lose, he's going to go home and coach his academy, hug and kiss his wife and kids.
Well, I don't know how high he has to build this empire if he's already getting, like you said, $50, 1.6 million buys. He's already stacking cash. He's already getting. I mean, say he comes out and loses his next fight, and it's a $10 million fight. He's set from this thing for life.
But I think he's thinking like, because I think what his mind frame is McGregor $100 million fight. I think that's his, not like his end game, but I think that's like that's the whale. That's the big whale in the ocean that he's trying to catch. And I think this was put one step closer to that.
I can't even pretend to really be all that knowledgeable about Jake Paul fights or anything. I didn't watch the Nate Robinson fight live. I didn't watch the Ben Askren fight live. I do like boxing. I like big money. So if it leads to big money, it leads to interesting fights. But he has to beat an actual boxer before.
For sure.
If he beats a 4-0, 5-0 Tommy Fury, like you said,
yes.
What he's
that
doing,
opens up the world of possibilities.
But what he did now is so like
what he's doing is obviously great for him.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's starting to he keeps going up one level and he just keeps putting them down. And then like Big Ev said, like people keep moving the goalposts. Like, all right, now it's time for this. It's time for this. Like, well, I just beat those three, so shut the fuck up and I'll beat somebody else.
All right, now Marty, this is not an idea we've discussed previously. Jake Paul needs an opponent. You are 1-0 in your boxing career.
You know what?
You're 1-0.
That's like I can't even joke because if it ever came true, I'd shit myself. No, he would beat the shit out. Billy should try though.
He would. I love Billy. He would smoke Billy.
No, that's what I'm saying. I've
There's a difference between training for 3 months and training for like 4 years. He would. I love Billy. He would get smoked.
I'm usually not like a boxing. I know nothing about boxing, but Jake Paul, I know Big M knows a lot, but like,
just watch him train, watch him spar. Like he has real hands. Like I'm not saying he's gonna be the champion of the world, but he has real hands.
And
he's a real boxer,
and he's entertaining. Like that's the thing. Like he has.
I think what he's done is, you're obviously a little older, so I understand your lack of appeal to want to see him fight. He's done a great job. He's almost kind of taken the Floyd Mayweather method of you tune in. You either want to see him win, you want to see him lose. It doesn't matter. You pay the same.
Yeah, I wonder what pure boxing purists think about it because they can't be happy.
I think
they can't be happy at all.
I think it very because Mike Tyson loves it.
Mike Tyson's a moneymaker. Mike Tyson understands money and then boxing probably in that order.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is a different. I'm talking about the boxing purists that the sweet science and all those.
I would imagine
guys,
it's
they can't
split.
be fucking happy.
I think if you saw how the people sing, because I watch like some of the vlogs and stuff he does. I think if you see how hard he trains. I think they would, because I think there's certain guys that have kind of gotten in his corner because I think they see how serious he takes it. Where I think he's earned respect behind the scenes of how serious he's taking the training. Like it's not like he's just like doing these little camps. He's like dedicated his life to boxing.
There's two different things. Like Jake Paul is like people thought it was a joke and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's actually doing like these TikTokers and YouTubers are doing a fight. That's a joke. Like that's just they're just doing that for a payday. That kid's getting $6 million just because he's a TikToker. And that's just a joke. But Jake Paul is actually, I think, good for boxing. Because, again, we were just talking about, I can name 4 boxers. Literally 4.
I don't know that I can name a whole hell of a lot. I can name more than 4, but I don't think I couldn't name more.
Right now, you can name more than 4?
As far as contenders and champions, I couldn't name more than 10.
I seriously can't.
Yeah, I mean,
that's.
I just know some heavyweights. Like there's
there's Anthony Joshua, there's Tyson Fury, there's Deontay Wilder. That's 3 in the heavyweight division.
Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
Then I'll use like the Canelos, the Triple Gs, the Vichenko, whatever his name is, the guy he just fought Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
Lopez just beat him. That was a pretty big fight. But even that was like a big fight. It wasn't even pay-per-view.
No, because no one cares.
People just don't care. But like UFC is just overtaking them.
Also, it doesn't help. It does help that like Snoop Dogg's awesome on it. And
they have great commentary.
Other guys are like even.
Yeah,
Pete
I've never
see. We were at your party the whole time until literally the main event, so we didn't see the actual pay-per-view. I've heard that was very weird. It was kind of just like a weird like event. They had all these acts that weren't very good, even though they were pretty like high-profile acts. We really only saw Bieber right before the fight, and then the fight. That was
I
it.
love Bieber.
Somebody says, make Marty name 4 boxers. I mean, the man literally just stood here and said he can't name 4 boxers. I don't know why you won't try to make him look bad. He is telling you.
I don't
he
like.
can't name
And
4 boxers.
I know who fucking like Canelo is. I know Triple G. I know
Terrence Crawford.
and I know the fat guy Joshua, and I know Fury. And
Joshua fat?
No, he got beat by Andy Ruiz, the fat
Ruiz
guy.
is a fat guy.
Ruiz
He
is the fat guy.
got beat by the fat guy.
Yeah, but then Ruiz stopped being a fat guy.
Yeah, he's not fat anymore.
Well, I think he did lose some weight, but there also was an edit that was making him look jacked. That was not real.
Oh, that wasn't real?
I think he did trim down a little bit, but they were putting him on like a really.
I think me and you need to look into those edits because it made him look good.
It did. No, he looked great. It stopped me for a second that I looked. I know he just trimmed down. They put him on like he was just like yoked up.
So I am back for the first time in 2 weeks. Mintz will be back. Mintz is going to be gone for a couple of weeks too. He's down in the South doing South things, which I'm insanely jealous for. So I miss being here, and I appreciate you guys, carrying the load while I was gone. And especially, I appreciate Mintz hosting while I was gone. COVID wasn't a joke. It was not. It was not like I was just about to get my vaccine. I got lazy about it. I got arrogant about it. Oh, I'll get it eventually. I'll get it eventually. I'll get it eventually. Then I got COVID, and it knocked me down, man. It knocked me down for like two solid weeks. I was symptomatic for 10 days.
I feel very lucky that it didn't hit me hard when I had it. I feel very lucky.
I was down for about 10 days. I didn't leave my basement. I lost some weight, but I'm better now. I got the positive test to get back in here, so everything's back on the come up. Now I got to catch up. Like I didn't gamble for 2 weeks either. Like
really?
when you guys were doing the spreads out, like I wasn't gambling because I guess I got sick the day of the national championship game. That was the last college basketball game. I'm not into Major League Baseball as far as gambling. I'm into it, but I can go a couple weeks without it and feel okay. So I had a COVID retirement as far as gambling goes.
I wish I had a retirement.
Nice.
So now I got to catch up.
I've been getting smoked.
I've been annihilated.
I gotta get back in the game. I gotta get back to mentally where I need to be. I only got 3 plays today.
I'm back to where we're at the end of the season last year, where I was betting on the Yankees all the time, and the Yankees just stink right now.
Oh, they're killing me.
I want to make fun of you guys about it, but I can't really do it because when you stop betting on the Yankees and these 1.5s that you're doing every day, that's when they're going to snap out of it. That's when they're going to play better. But I'm not making fun of you guys for being Yankees fans. I'm not joking, but why they're 5-10, right? They're in last place.
Yes.
What the fuck is happening?
Brandon, they're lifeless. They're at a point I'm not betting on them anymore because they quit on me, so I'm quitting on them. They quit on me first. As a fan who watches every game, they have no heart, no life. Tommy said it best, how the organization at this point is just arrogant, that we keep doing the same exact thing and expecting something different to happen. We have one pitcher, a bullpen, and a bunch of guys, a bunch of big power righties who aren't hitting home runs. So now the team, we're not even scoring runs. We just stink.
Well, I do think they're
lifeless, heartless, and it drives me insane. They act like they don't even care. When you look at them play, they look like they don't care.
There is an imbalance to the way they're built. Like the Yankees kind of always built, well, like go out and get the most expensive, the newest toy.
Biggest toy, yeah.
But they always had a heartbeat beyond that of the Scott Brosiuses of the world, of the Tino Martinez of the world, of the guys who were the actual backbone of the team. And then you had the license plate guys who were the first guys. But now there's just when Judge doesn't play that much and when Stanton doesn't play that much, it feels like that heartbeat isn't there.
But that's the thing.
They're not even
usually we have an excuse of like, it's Judge is out, Stanton's out. We have one guy out, and it's Voit. And Voigt's obviously was a home run leader last year, which it would help. But like, he's not the reason why we're losing. Our team, again, like Big S said, I'm watching these games and it's like they just once they go down 1-0, like it's over. It's like they just don't play. We have Garrett Cole, we have Gio Urshela, he's always good for a hit. He's always going after it, and DJ LeMahieu.
Yep.
And then the rest is like Aaron Judge is struggling. Stanton is a home run or a strikeout. You got fucking Brett Gardner now and left when we have Clint Frazier that everyone says.
Even Clint Frazier's played like shit this year too.
No, I know.
Aaron Hicks is an automatic out. Like these guys, they just like. There was a point in time even last year, the last few years, when the Yankees, like he said, like now it's like they get down, it's like it's over. There was a point in time when I'm like, this Yankees team, for my whole life pretty much, I'm like, oh, we're one swing away from getting back in this game. You just don't feel it this year. You don't feel it.
My favorite thing to happen to the Yankees this year is that Jay Bruce retired. That's not good.
Yeah, no, that's not great.
That's what it was
course it
happened
is.
on my birthday. It was one of my favorite things that happened.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We are only 15 games into the season.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's time to panic.
But I do like also we were talking to Tommy before. It's like Yankee fans that do say we're going to turn around. It's like that's just not the Yankees. The Yankees should be 15 and like they should be 10 and 5, not 5 and 10. Like we're not a last place team ever. We've been what was that stat? We've been last since like 1980 or something.
I mean, we have the worst record in the American League. It's disgusting. And actually disgusting.
It's again 15 games.
But to be honest, we have 2 pitchers that haven't pitched in 2 years, and like that's a problem. And they're gonna be. I think they'll be okay, but they're not. Right. Our ERA without Garrett Cole right now is a 6.5.
We have one good starting pitcher. One.
And
Montgomery's been pitching better.
Montgomery's okay. Like Montgomery's who I would give number 2 right now.
I think Major League Baseball right now is in a situation where everybody is playing for second. I think the Dodgers are just far and away better than everybody. And that Dodgers-Padres series was electric.
Awesome.
Everything coming out of there was fantastic. The Padres are built to challenge the Dodgers. They've got the most exciting young players in the game. The Dodgers are just so fucking good. But Dodgers-Padres, like last night, Sunday Night Baseball was Cubs-Braves. It was fine. Braves hit a shit ton of home runs. But Dodgers-Padres is like the rivalry that MLB needs to get behind right now because it's the one that's the most exciting.
Oh, but for sure, I watched the shit out of that. And when they were fighting all the time,
yeah.
And I mean, the Dodgers are the first time in a while where I'm like excited to watch another team because they are unbelievable.
Those West Coast rivalries can be so heated, and it feels like it gets lost on the East Coast. But like Dodgers-Giants has been heated forever, and Dodgers-Padres looks like it's got a lot of juice.
Definitely.
Those West Coast, they're right on top of each other. They play in their time zone and everything.
That's the only thing I got at the West Coast this year is Dodgers, Padres, and then that Shohei Ohtani hits a home run every night.
Correct. The Angels have 2 of the most exciting players in baseball.
Yes, 100%. They should still be Anaheim, the Anaheim Angels.
They're a weird team to me because at 41 years old they've changed so much. Like I grew up with the California Angels, and I transitioned to the Anaheim Angels. There was Los Angeles Angels, and then the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I just call them the Angels.
Has to be the Angels. I just
call them the Angels.
The Los Angeles Anaheim Angels are just like ridiculous.
It's. I guess I'm just to the point where I'm old and I need to be put out to pasture. But there are certain teams when they move, I'm just not going to notice very much. Like I don't think I will ever call the Chargers the Los Angeles Chargers.
No.
I will never not call them the San Diego Chargers. And maybe I'm just an idiot.
The Rams are tough for me too. Still.
Well, the Rams are snap.
LA Rams, yeah.
I know it's still tough for me. Though,
80s it was LA Rams, then it was St. Louis. Now it's LA Rams again.
Yeah.
The Raiders, it's hard to say the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think it has a good ring to it. The Vegas Raiders
has a good ring to it, but I mean, shit, they were Oakland, then LA, then Oakland. Now they're Vegas. If you're Oakland twice, I got to call you Oakland for the rest of my life.
Speaking of, we're just on NFL and we're watching ESPN right now where Trey Lance is on. Do we have any idea of who's going second?
Okay, yes. This is what I want to talk about. So NFL draft, April 29th,
and
next Thursday.
Trevor Lawrence ruined the draft for everybody.
We are going to be doing the Barstool NFL draft show once again. I'll be hosting with Roan and Stephen Shea, so that will be back this year. We'll be doing that on Thursday, the April 29th. That's the first round, So I can't wait for that. I believe we know who's going second. It's third, where the mystery, because I know you're doing the joke like Trevor Lawrence ruined the draft, but I feel like Trevor Lawrence was the number 1 pick of the 2021 draft 4 years ago.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He's been the number 1 pick for a long time.
When they won that championship, it was set in stone.
The people on Twitter are getting dumber and dumber by the day. That they were really like, "Are you serious? You really think he did?" I was like, "Come on."
Yeah. So there's that. I think number 2, I believe, is Zach Wilson. I believe the Jets are going Zach Wilson at number 2. The draft intrigue to me starts at number 3 with the Niners, because we were told, I guess probably they leaked it a little bit, that they were trading up to get Mac Jones, or that kind of fell out. Now it appears that Justin Fields might be sliding back into the number 3 mix, where the 49ers may be like Fields more than Jones.
Wasn't his second pro day way better?
A bunch of them did 2 pro days because they just didn't do a combine.
No, I know that. I'm saying wasn't his second pro day way better than his first? And that's
they both were really good. Because remember he had that first one, that throw that went viral.
Going
across his body.
Which I'm woke to those. Every quarterback pro day now has a viral throw. Zach Wilson had
if
one.
If you're a significant arm talent, you can make the throw. Like Wilson can make those throws. Like Lawrence can make the throws. Fields can make the throws.
It's a very viral clip-friendly environment.
The one thing I will say, Mac Jones and his had some pretty bad throws that I felt like weren't getting attention.
I thought it got attention. I thought he kind of took a little heat coming out of his pro
I need to have a bone to pick with Jack Mack, who runs Unnecessary Roughness.
Yeah.
He hates Ohio State.
No, he doesn't. Why would he hate Ohio State?
Because and he loves Alabama.
No, Alabama's the #1 program in the country.
I've been meaning to say this to him because I always feel like I see these little things on that where he loves giving that attention. I saw some random Ohio State fan account tweeted about the Mac Jones bad throws. I was like, oh, like you don't show this at all.
Didn't Unnecessary Roughness tweet the other day that Ohio State's going to have the best receiving core in the country?
I tweeted that.
No, but Unnecessary Roughness did too.
I hope so because it's probably true.
No, it is true. That'd be great. But
did you watch the spring game? You probably didn't, did you?
Did I watch the Ohio
It was on
State
Big
spring
Ten
game?
Network. You've been home for a while. I don't know.
No, we played the same time. I watched our spring game. So
Marvin Harrison Jr. Emeka Egbuka looked unreal. True freshman.
I don't understand why Chris Olave came back. That doesn't make sense to me.
It's stunning. He would have went in the first round.
I have a question.
Yes.
We
still haven't answered the question you asked earlier. But
that's true. But did Carson Wentz ruin it for Trey Lance?
I think he just didn't play enough.
I don't think so because when you say things like that, I feel like it only takes one guy to change it. Like technically, Ohio State hasn't had a good quarterback, but if Justin Fields is good, none of that matters.
Agreed.
So I don't think any like Alabama hasn't had a good quarterback, but if Mac Jones is good, that none of that before matters. So I don't think Carson Wentz ruins anything for Trey Lance.
Yours not, but it's a little different though because it's like he's coming from that other league where it's.
I think what ruined it for Trey Lance was not getting to play. Not getting to play his junior year. He only had that one game, which was disappointing.
He played one season and one game.
He's still going to go early, no?
I think he'll be a top 10 pick.
Top 10, yeah. I think he might be the 5th guy taken.
I think it goes Brandon, are you going to change your Devontae Smith top 10 prediction? Or are you going to apologize to junior draft analyst Stephen Shea? I think we're all going to have to apologize to Stephen Shea because you need to step out. You okay?
I think I'm okay. I don't know. Everything's going bad for me right
now. So I think everybody will have to apologize to Stephen Shea because when he said that, and he was bold when he said it, the day after the national title game, he's like, he's not going to be a top 10 pick. Everybody thought he was an idiot. I thought he was an idiot.
Top 10 or was it first round?
No, it's top 10.
Okay.
He said he's not going to be a top 10 pick, and he's not going to be a top 10 pick.
Just go to the Giants.
He's not going to. You guys are 11?
There's been a lot. I'm struggling right now. There's been a lot of hype about that with Gettleman, that he loves Smith.
Are you still hanging out for holding out hope for for Kyle Pitts? I think that's right.
I don't think he'll be there.
So I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm at 6, and I'm praying for Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. The Bengals need.
I'm struggling, dude. I'm struggling. I'm losing, gambling a lot irresponsibly. I need to step out. I need to get this cough out of the way.
Step out. Okay, grab you a Body Armor Edge, man.
Crying.
You know what? Let's talk about Body Armor.
Let's talk about Body Armor Edge, man. Why don't you grab you one? There you go.
You can get it from 7-Eleven.
Amazon. You can get it all over the place. They got the Tropical Chaos, the Berry Blitz, the Orange Frenzy.
When you wake up, instead of just like having to go somewhere and get something, you just already have a Body Armor Edge, the same amount of caffeine.
100 milligrams of caffeine.
Same amount as a cup of coffee.
And then not only do you have the caffeine to get you going, you have the 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes to keep you going throughout the day. It is Body Armor Edge. It's delicious, and it gets you started on a great day. Thank you to Body Armor Edge.
Berry Blitz is my favorite.
My question is, did Holmgren commit to somewhere and we just don't know it?
No, I don't think so.
They had a countdown for him, man. They had a count.
I know,
it was down to like 3 minutes earlier that Holmgren was going to commit to somewhere, and then they just took the countdown off. Now they're talking about Alex Smith.
And it says Alex Smith is coming on at 140. It's like, hey, what happened to Jet?
When I got here today, I didn't know if I would be able to do a full hour because fatigue is still a thing. I'm about 70%. I did not have Big Ev on my bingo card as somebody who was going to have to walk out.
No.
And not be able to finish the show.
No, 100%. So wait, so it's obviously Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence 1, Zach Wilson 2 is my belief.
So
Justin Fields 3 is my belief.
Do you agree with Zach Wilson?
I don't. They could be right. I could be very wrong. I think Zach Wilson had a great year. I think Zach Wilson has projectable arm talent, has projectable skill levels. But I really believe BYU didn't actually play anybody, and he got to have a showcase every single week. And I don't think he did it against elite competition or good competition. average competition.
And when they played like Coastal, it was like
he did not play that
and
well.
Coastal's not like an elite
Right.
program.
That was the toughest game they played all year. They didn't score more. They were in the teens, right? 19 or 20. So he, to me, he is Carson Wentz. He is the combine guy. He is the tape guy.
I feel like they already had Zach Wilson.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah. Like I feel like it's just the same, but just younger, and they're hoping for a little better.
Now I'm going to tell you what what they're telling me in chat. They could be.
Let me see.
They could be
first.
wrong. Well, wait. We got him.
Number
Maybe
one
it's
recruit.
coming up. Number 1 recruit decision.
Yeah, don't tell me anything.
He is very wiry.
He is.
That's the number 1 recruit.
He's gonna get.
I know he's 7 feet tall, but shit.
We'll see. In he's gonna go to Gonzaga. It's just gonna happen. But if he I hope he just if I was a recruit, I would switch up on so many things. Like I would tell the actual people what I'm doing, but Twitter, I'd be like, if he just went to Indiana right now, it'd be crazy.
What can you handle? Like you can handle Gonzaga, you can't handle North Carolina.
I can't handle UNC. If he goes to UNC, I'm gonna lose my mind. Because if he went to UNC, I'd be stupid. It's like their program's going down the shitter.
I don't think their program's going down the shitter.
Roy's gone. People are transferring. Come on.
Well, we'll see.
People are gonna hate the guy that Duke got from Marquette.
See a white guy?
Theo John. No, he's not. But he's been at Marquette for a while, and he's a dickhead.
I feel like it says a lot about us as being idiots, but it feels like all you got to do to be hated is go to Duke and be a white guy.
Yeah.
And Matthew Hurt really didn't get a lot of hate.
He left too.
Did he?
He's gone. NBA. Crazy. I did not think he was gonna go. I thought he would do one more year because the draft of the NBA this year is really good.
So they're trying to give me fake news that he is committed to North Carolina, but I'm not reading it.
That's just because of me that I'll go lose it. But I mean, it's not crazy. Obviously, he could go there. But wouldn't you think him switching up, going to Indiana, would be unbelievable?
Well, Indiana's a dead program, so Indiana's kind of a bad example.
It's not. That's
a dead program.
They're trying to bring it back.
You can't say North Carolina's dying and then say Indiana's. I'm obviously
fucking around with UNC.
Indiana
is dying, but they're at least trying to bring it back. Did you see that how much they were gonna offer?
7 years, $70 million.
That's so much money.
What I don't
college.
I don't understand what's happening in his life that he didn't take it.
I don't know. I guess he's probably just doesn't want to recruit anymore, dude. It's like I don't have to go on the road.
Recruiting
all
is
summer.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I would much rather. You always think that the pro level coaches have the most work, but college coaches have more work than pro coaches. It's crazy, especially in football. They never stop recruiting. They never stop doing that shit.
Way more than obviously because they have to recruit so many people.
Yeah,
but
25 guys a year.
You do all season, then you get a month kind of, and then you have to just go recruit again. And then you can't.
You don't even get the month at the end of the season. You don't get a month until July.
Yeah, July is the 1 month usually.
Right. Happy to see B walk back. I was getting worried. Okay, here we go. Big Ev is walking back.
That was a long break.
That was a good break. It was a good break.
His eyes
How
look
you
like
feeling?
It took him too.
Yeah, you look good.
Hanging in there.
All right.
Surviving it.
You gonna be able to finish this?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish and probably head out shortly after.
Okay. All right, Ja. I need a little help. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here I'm gonna explain to you what I believe the Super League is.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me if I'm right. Okay.
All right.
The Super League is a group of the elites of the elite teams in Europe, the super rich teams, let's say the Yankees teams of Europe.
Yep.
That are tired of that they want to have a league where they're getting more of the money that comes in because they're so elite, and they don't want to share money with less elite teams, so they're just getting together with the other superpowers and forming a league. Is this right?
That's part of it. That's part of it's part of it. There's a lot to do with it.
So these are these are like if the very, very, very hottest people in school got together and just had their own school for hot people.
Pretty much.
Okay. And who has problems with it? It's the ugly people or just all the people?
Everyone.
The school has problems with it.
Everyone has problems.
Okay. Do you have problems with it?
I have big problems with it.
Okay.
I have big problems.
Now, fill in the gaps that I left.
So pretty much, traditionally, football has been a merit-based sport, right? A tier-based, merit-based sport.
Correct.
So you compete in your league to either gain promotion or get to the top of the top, which, for example, is the Premier League, right?
Right.
So that also comes with money, opportunities into bigger money, and all that nonsense. And so pretty much what they're doing is they want to create a competition that is not not a tier based. That's based primarily similar to the American model, where you select a group of teams and it's just that group of teams.
That's just the league.
That is just the league, and that's it. They're trying to do a hybrid version. So those founding members, those teams that declared the league open, or the founding members, those guys cannot move based off merit, and I believe there's going to be 5 spots available for other teams to come in and out of that league to maintain the soccer.
Okay, so who are the teams in this league right now?
So it's a bunch of the big teams. So Arsenal, which I'm very disappointed in. My club is there. Manchester United is there. Liverpool is there. Manchester City is there. Real Madrid is there. So the big household names. Barcelona is there.
Right.
The ones that are surprisingly not there, and I believe they're holding out for. I mean, they're probably going to join in the future because money talks. These clubs are carrying big debt and all that. But Bayern Munich, the champions in Germany, said no. Dortmund said no. And PSG in France, which I believe, because PSG is owned by Qatar, I believe they're saying no just for now, just so they can host the World Cup, make money off that, and then they'll join the league later.
I see. And FIFA and UEFA are saying
so
shut
UEFA.
up.
So pretty much what this will do is make it will replace the Champions League kind of deal. So UEFA's like, all right, you're pretty much taking out big time money makers from us and starting your own league type of deal. So UEFA is not happy about it.
Okay, so Premier League will still exist in the same form. Super League will just maybe be just take the Champions League on out of here.
Yeah, that's the thing that we don't know because there are bans and shit being handed out. There's still a lot of meetings.
Like FIFA saying you can't play in the World Cup if you play in this.
Yeah, pretty much. You can't compete in any FIFA tournament if you play in this league. And then UEFA again too is like you can't compete.
But
in the Champions League or Europa.
But if you're an employee of the team that has decided to play if you're a player for a team that plays in this league, do you have a choice?
You have signed a contract, but then again, humans do also have. So that's the contractual thing where you have to do your job, but humans also do have these guys that are playing for these teams are football fans at heart. So you're competing with that.
Will there be actual Super League competition?
There will definitely be. I think there's most likely.
You don't think this will just peter out?
There's a lot of money at stake. There's $5 billion. JP Morgan has put a suitcase full of $5 billion right there for a league to start.
$5 billion?
That's a lot of money. Cash.
Brandon,
considering it's a pandemic, no fans in the stands.
Do you know what's coming up this weekend?
You tired of the Super League talk?
No, I just gotta get one in.
Okay, go ahead.
I did that. It's not one of them. NASCAR is this weekend.
Yes, sir. NASCAR. They're in Talladega. They are in Talladega, the super speedway. It is the big track, the big race there for NASCAR. It's on Fox at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. There's a lot of guys. Chase Elliott's in the mix.
My favorite's Martin Truex Jr. at 16-1.
I love Truex Jr.
And there's a couple of other. Chase Elliott's looking solid this year. He's always been in the top 10. So make sure to go check out NASCAR this weekend.
Yes, sir.
It's actually. I always talk shit about NASCAR before I worked here. And once we kind of got in the game, it's very fun to watch.
It's electric.
That's how we got together.
Yeah, it was our first thing we ever watched.
And
you remember who won that one?
No.
Chase Elliott.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's, you know what? I'm going with Chase Elliott this weekend. So, yeah, 2 o'clock on Fox.
I think that was at Talladega, too.
Yes, it was.
It was at Talladega because, you came to Tupelo, and it was just right next door in Alabama. Getting back to, NASCAR, 2 p.m., Fox, this Sunday. All right, Za. So is this the end of European soccer as we know it, or is everything going to be okay?
I don't know. That's the thing. So this just happened. This just happened yesterday. So a lot is still being discussed and all. This is going to be a seismic change in how soccer's operated for years and years.
Okay, here's my thing. Okay, as a guy who watches soccer every 4 years when the World Cup comes around and thinks it's very exciting, but I've never been able to dive into European soccer because there's too many leagues. I get confused. I think I'm going to pick a Premier League team. Well, today there's a Champions League game on. There's 9. There shouldn't be multiple teams in multiple leagues. Anyway, I tried to be a Wolverhampton Wolf fan because their logo is incredible.
You like the logo, yeah?
And it was right when they moved up. But Big Av, are you okay?
I'm gonna leave.
You should leave.
I feel bad. I just can't stop coughing. I feel bad.
Okay. All right. You're okay. You'll be back. You'll be back tomorrow, right?
Back him on the back. He's down bad.
He's down bad. You'll give it a shot tomorrow, though. That's okay. He gave it a shot. He doesn't have COVID. He's already had it, right?
Doesn't matter.
Optics.
I can't.
The optics.
Oh, he's fine.
I can't stay home again. I can't do it.
He's fine. He's good. Has Holmgren gone anywhere yet?
No, I don't know what this bastard's doing, dude. You're not that important.
All right, so
You're picking a soccer team too. Why is everyone picking soccer teams?
I've tried to do it before. Here's the thing: I can't pick something and put passion in it. Like I didn't pick the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins chose me when I was 5 years old.
Well, yeah,
You didn't pick the Yankees. The Yankees chose you.
I did not. The Duke chose me too. Don't.
Yeah,
make
your
a
grandfather
joke.
was a Duke fan.
Yes.
I wasn't going to do that.
you were going.
I certainly wasn't. But like Mississippi State chose me. I didn't choose Mississippi State. That's all the fandoms I have that are real chose me. I don't know how to get into soccer because I can't just pick up and say, "Oh, I love Chelsea now," or "I love Man City now." I don't know how to do it. A lot of people can do it.
Yeah, no, I can't do that because I also don't like to pick teams that I'm not going to actually root for.
And soccer
watch.
is electric. It is when you can get into it, when you have a rooting interest, every shot is important, every pass is important, every touch is important. It's really something to behold. I just have never been able to take my claw and sink it into soccer, especially European soccer.
I think that I'm gonna go ahead and say that watching Troops and Za's electric. I still cannot get into soccer. Can't do it. I just the only thing I know about now is Arsenal because of these two morons, and I know that they stink because they tied this weekend, right? Wasn't it bad? Isn't it, like,
awful,
embarrassing,
awful. And then they drop this fucking bomb on us after we lose. We can't even. So we want to
play Fulham, right?
Yeah, we want to play in a league called the Super League. Call ourselves elite, and we can't even beat fucking Fulham.
I mean, fucking Troops should almost just stay in England, man. He's got it bad here.
Yeah, but I think Brandon. So the main thing is just they're trying to transition the culture from being so soccer is more of a passionate kind of culture, and then these owners want to transition it to more of what you guys hear. You guys here just accept your player being traded because it's ingrained in your brain that it's sport as a business. On the other side of the pond, it's not. Sport is it's soccer.
See, I don't think I see it like that because I'm more of a college sports fan.
Yeah, okay, there we go. But the professional side is it's all.
Yeah, I guess.
And also the soccer, why soccer too has such a big rooting interest and all is the fact that all you need to play soccer is a ball. So
you also need a net.
No,
Well,
but
what
that's what help. Well, yeah.
No, it's easier. It's certainly easier.
You really need a ball and everything.
Yeah, but
but you need more.
The barrier to barriers of entry, and then you start at the grassroots level. This decision is going to affect that. This decision is affecting shit at the grassroots level and stuff like that. So
You know what's another electric sport?
What?
Horse racing. And you go to Stable Duel.
Who gave you these ads?
Finally, horse racing has a contest worth playing. Stable Duel brings more action with its fantasy-style game where you can play against others for big money payouts. I've done it. It's just like fantasy football, but with this, you can select your stable team of 10 horses and watch the points rack up. There's also daily games. It's easy to use. You don't need to know the exactas and the boxes. You don't need all that nonsense. It's an easy way to learn horse racing, and it's just fun. So download Stable Duel right out of the gate. That's STABLEDUEL app. Bingo bongo. Download Stable Duel app.
All right, so let me go through my picks. And I'll go through my thought process for my picks. We're probably, I don't know about the standing. Ben Mintz is in first place. We'll talk about the standings later. There needs to be a fundamental change in the way we do things here. It's not as interesting. So we'll figure that out when we talk about what we talk about later. Because it's just not as something's not interesting about it. Something's not catching about it. So we got to figure that out. Maybe it's just the time of year that it is. It's a lot easier to get invested in football season and college football and pro football and more so than that. Once March Madness ends, it's tougher because these picks are they're. I personally have never bet baseball all that much. I would bet one or two a day, but now that I work at Barstool and I do gambling content, I need to do it more. Anyway, today I've got 2 NBA picks and 1 Major League Baseball pick. I like Cavs -2.5 against the Pistons. This opened up Pistons -1.5 and has raced towards the Cavs. I'm following line movement right there. I love Jazz -7 against the Lakers. The Lakers thought they might be getting Anthony Davis back for this game, but he is in fact not going to be back. I feel like mentally that's going to take a toll on him. Jazz -7 against the Lakers, and Cardinals money line to beat the Nats today. I'm just going with the good pitcher Flaherty. I feel like he'll do a little bit better than he's been doing so far. Cardinals money line, Jazz -7, and Cavs -2.5. Those are my 3 picks for today. Marty, what are your 3 picks?
Well, one of them is pretty tough. I gave out the Red Sox when I texted. I mean, that's just count for standings. I'm sorry for everybody that I didn't give it out publicly before.
I saw it before 11, so we're gonna count it.
I didn't know it was at 11. Phillies and the Nationals, and I said on the show last week that I was gonna get into basketball starting this week. So I'm gonna give out 1 pick for tonight, and I think that's gonna be like how I'm gonna do.
Do you know that I don't know where it is now because I've been gone 2 weeks and I don't know what your picks have been. But at one point, your NBA percentage was far and away the best.
Yes,
you were 19-9, and if you'd put more in NBA, you would have. Like you were not betting NBA at all. You were betting college basketball where you were losing your fucking ass.
Yeah.
And NBA, you were 19-9, and you were 10 units over 500.
Yeah, because I think it's I swear to this, it's you do better with what you don't know. I've been honest this year. I have not watched the NBA. I know what's going on, but I haven't watched the actual games. My pick today is the Celtics -6.5 against the Bulls. I think that the Bulls are trying to come up with their trades that they got, but I think the Celtics are finally figuring out. I was informed 2 weeks ago that they sucked. The Celtics, they were sucking.
They certainly haven't had a good year.
Yeah,
at least according to expectations.
They've been getting it back together.
You know who's fucking good?
Who?
This team across the street.
The Knicks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Knicks.
Remember when they were all celebrating when they were 500? They've stayed good.
Julius Randle is a good player.
I hate Kentucky. I love Julius Randle. I like how he is.
I just like that he's got a different style of play than anybody else.
But I also like that he's been kind of around, bounced around the league a little bit, and he was supposed to be so good, and then now he's actually coming to himself.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was in L.A. I thought he got a raw deal in L.A., and now he's kind of got a team to himself. And there's a lot of guys that bounce around when they're at these places that have LeBrons and they have ADs or they have anything else. They're never going to get a chance to shine, but when they finally get their team,
it's fun. The Knicks are fun because it's just a bunch of guys that care and trying. Like all the other, we talk about I think the NBA's regular season's the worst regular season of all sports.
What an odd his teams are Georgetown, Gonzaga, Memphis, Michigan, Minnesota, UNC, and OSU.
Take out Georgetown, take out Memphis, take out Minnesota. That just should be gone. That's just being nice, I think.
I think you should leave Minnesota in because he's from Minnesota. It's nice to have a hometown team.
Going to, but he's not going to go to Minnesota.
You don't think Richard Pitino Jr. can get it done?
No.
Is he still there? No, he's not there anymore, is he?
Not.
He hasn't been there in a couple of years.
But Michigan is literally has they're the number 1 recruiting class this upcoming year. They're going to be unbelievable. They haven't. Oh, look at him.
Oh, he looks
terrible.
Dead.
He is a skinny
wiry
bastard. I don't even know how to describe
his
him.
nose is 1.5 feet long.
My God, where are the hats? Why does he have 2 microphones? I want to see the hats. Or is he going to unzip?
Yeah, he's very zipped up. Look how high zipped up he is.
Come on.
I don't know.
We're also watching Chet Holmgren right now. I mean it's gonna be Gonzaga. What does it say on his is that his high school or something?
Sizzle.
Oh, Sizzle.
That's his hoops club, probably his AAU team. I would think so. So he's is he cross-eyed?
He's fucked up.
Is he?
His eyes are looking at me like Riggs. I don't know where it's going.
He's looking at both of us.
His right eye, I can't see where he's looking.
He kind of looks like you with gigantism.
Yeah, kind of. 7'4" wingspan. You don't want to be that tall if you're not going to be good at basketball, I've heard. Heard you die earlier.
Well, yeah.
Is that still a thing, or is that in the old?
Well, it's a pituitary gland thing. You know, the guy in Big Fish died at like the age 30. Andre the Giant was 46 when he died.
But he's like, Andre the Giant's too big, right?
Yeah, he had the gigantism thing, the actual. So what are we talking about here? We're gonna.
I guess we can't just stare at. But do you agree that the NBA, the regular season's the stupidest thing?
I think it just goes on forever. I think most professional sports leagues, like Major League Baseball, 162 is ridiculous. 82 for NBA is ridiculous.
Baseball, though, it's like I think you need. I don't think it needs to be 160. It could be a little shorter than that. But like NBA, the Nets and the Lakers right now, they don't like the three people on the Nets are like Kyrie, KD and Harden haven't played. They played like 3 games together.
I think we just notice it more because, like, we know the Lakers. It doesn't matter what seed they're going to be. They're going to be in competition for the finals. The Nets, it doesn't matter what seed. But it really doesn't matter. Like, there have been moments where we thought the Patriots were dead and buried, and here they come from out of nowhere. They just get to the playoffs and they get hot.
No, but that's
the
why
Steelers as a wild card team. Like, it's happened in other sports. And baseball, it's wild card teams have gotten to the World Series before a lot.
But that's what I'm saying. I like those. You don't ever know. I think that the NBA, it's so we know who's going to get there. And that's like the Lakers, literally, like they don't care as long as they make the playoffs.
I don't know that I know this year. Like Lakers, yeah, I think they're going to go to the finals. But I don't think there's a foregone conclusion in the East.
I think the Nets are pretty much like.
You don't think the Sixers can give them?
I don't personally think so, but it's the Sixers and Nets, and it's like
there's something to be said though. Like, are they going to be able to put together 16? Oh, he's standing up.
Here he goes.
He's standing
What'd he
up.
say? What'd he say?
Gonzaga.
Oh, you little loser!
Is that a picture of him?
What a
That's a picture of him in a Gonzaga jersey.
Bastard! You're never gonna win a championship, you tall bastard. Sit down. That's where you're going to go. Easy. You took the easy route.
How's that easy?
You took the easy route.
There's nothing easier about that than, say, going to UNC or
Chet Holmgren just took the easy route.
I don't think that's easy. I think it's
Oh, you want to play Pacific twice a year, and you want to play BYU, who's your best competition? Come on now.
Oh, St. Mary's has been a good program out there for years. Plus, they play great non-conference. They'll play all the good teams in non-conference.
Yeah, and what's going to happen again? They're going to play someone good in the tournament, and then
Marty, they made the national title game.
They didn't.
They made the national title game.
They played.
And they got beat by Baylor.
Who did they play in the tournament? They played Shitty Team 16. It doesn't count. Oklahoma was a.
Their run wasn't that tough, but they made the national title. They played the ones in front of them, and they beat UCLA.
But it's just they have to win the championship. They're not going to.
I think Gonzaga is a team that will win a national title. They were at a certain level, then they made the national title game, or then they made the Final Four a couple years ago, and actually it was a national title game, lost to North Carolina in 17. They made it this year. You keep getting on the green, the putt will fall eventually. I think they'll eventually win a national title.
I probably shouldn't be talking shit about him. I kind of want him to come on the podcast.
Also, you didn't want him to go to North Carolina.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's good for me because he's not there, but he is a weird looking fella.
Why does he have his AirPods in right now?
I guess that's the way to hear. I don't know. I feel like it'd be an easier setup. But the fact that he wore his own.
Look how long his hand is.
Did he make that himself? Did he get that as a gift? I'll report him.
That's what you should do. Report him and then ask him to be on your stinking ass podcast.
I might do it.
By the way, okay, so I need some clarification about your podcast.
Yeah.
Is Trista going to be on every episode, 5 minutes? Is she going to be on the whole show? How's it going to work?
She will absolutely not be touching a mic on our podcast. I think there was a joke of.
So she's.
Her and Smitty were in cahoots with something and she tweeted it out.
Okay, so she's going to be the draft analyst for Bench Mob, and she will be the end of the show at the beginning because I don't want to listen to the whole thing if I'm not going to hear Trista.
Hey, we already tried to have that happen once with another bigger man, and then Rico said I'll never be on the same airwaves. He also doesn't have a great relationship with Trista, so I don't think that's.
Wait! You actually thought about getting a?
Hell no! I
okay,
never did.
All right. Well, the way you put it out there, it sounded pretty realistic.
I would never. I mean, I'm not trying to go on this league. She's also has like college basketball people come on our podcast.
Does it bother you at all that because of who your co-host is that you're limited in the people that you can have on the show because everybody's an enemy?
No, it's not even that. It's more of like it's exhausting to try and keep up with the jokes and you're always like you're doing this podcast, you're trying to make it big, and then all of a sudden it's just a joke all the time, which I'm fine. I know it's Barstool and it's like Rico, but it's hard to keep up with like which one's an actual joke or not.
Because for whatever people want to say about you, Marty's this, Marty's that, whatever. You guys say whatever you want, but Marty doesn't keep enemies. You don't keep
No,
enemies.
no.
You don't really have.
I fought with Chuck last week. He came and walked the line. It was over.
You don't have grudges.
No.
You put together, and sometimes me and you get into it. We'll be done in an hour.
Yeah.
But you don't carry grudges, and you're with Mr. Grudge.
Mr. Grudge. Like it took him 5 years to talk to Glennie Balls. That's hard. And Glennie Balls, that man just went to a random person's wedding, a Stooley's wedding, and had just didn't know anybody.
So what was the video that you guys were watching today? Are they going to put it out?
I don't think they're going to put it out. I don't think Glennie wants it out, but it was hot. Glennie was hot.
Does the shirt come off?
Nope, his tongue comes out.
Oh, okay, all right.
But regardless, Glennie Balls, he asked. I saw the text message. He asked the guy whose wedding it was. He goes, "Is it okay if I wear khaki shorts and a Hawaiian?"
Oh, was there music? By the way, I joined Cameo. Well, I'm getting a test run. Let's see how it goes.
That's going to be tomorrow's talk on Walk the Line.
What?
I forgot to bring that up.
What? You don't like that?
I'll talk to you.
I'm trying to make a little money.
I'll talk to you.
We're talking right now.
No, Walk the Line's good. That's a Walk the Line segment right there.
Did you get new shoes?
Yeah, you like them?
Not really. Yeah, I do.
I appreciate if you actually don't like them.
I know I do like them, but they're gonna be hard to keep clean, man.
Oh man, I'm addicted to white shoes.
Gonna be hard to keep clean. All right, the Yak is up next. Thanks for welcoming me back. Nice to be back, Marty. That was a good show. Thank you, Marty.
It's a fun show.
There's Stephen Shea in his Giovanni Bernard shirt. I gotta go get mine. The Yak is up next.